What is up, folks? Welcome once again for another session of Let's Chat with me, Meor Addelan. Business is never an easy thing to do. You need a lot of things all in line, in perfect line to be exact, for you to be able to do your business as best as you possibly can. But some people say out there, it'll make things so much easier if you're a celebrity. If you're a celebrity who are already famous, who's already an influential kind of person, and starts doing business, things are definitely going to be so much easier for you. Is that really the case? And to discuss more about this, I have a very good friend of mine who's going to be talking about our topic today, which is being famous makes it easier, or does it? Ladies and gents, allow me to introduce to you my friend Yaakob. So now let's cut to the chase, shall we? Let's just look into your life personally. Okay, you're an actor, you're a model, you're even a footballer, ambassador, and now you're an entrepreneur. There's so many things that's happening in your life right now. But may I ask you, why a lot of changes in between? Is it just because of your growth, or is it just because of something that you fell in love in between? Or you may just not have a proper guideline of what it is that you wanted to do, Raf. Can you share with us?
Okay, first thing first, all my life I enjoy talking. As I started my career as a host and then I become an actor. So I love talking so much. So what happened was during the MCO session, I come up with my own product and Alhamdulillah it did quite well. So what happened was there are a few, more than 10 people asking me, Ralph, how do you become success in your own brand in a short time? What did you do? What did you learn? So I start sharing with them what I did and so on. And then him and her start telling their friends about me and their friends start contacting me. And that's where I start giving them advice, how to start your product, how to grow your business, stuff and on. And then since then, it become like a thing for me that I enjoy giving advices for all the new business owners out there. And so on, I spoke to one of my business sifu, and he said, Ralph, why not you yourself be a business consultant since you have an MBA, so you have the basic knowledge on business, on HR, so might as well you guide them. Because at this moment, at this current present time, we need lots and lots of new SME people coming up. So I said, Ralph, why don't you just share them your values, your stuff?
Yeah, because not a lot of people actually know that you've been into business at a very young age, at your early 20s, because you were very much together with your late father, handling some of his businesses and really learning the ropes, going across the world, trying to really understand how it is to have that business mindset. Not a lot of people know that, do they, Ra?
Yep. Allow me to give you a brief introduction on me. Well, I did my degree in Australia in sports science and sports management. So I've learned a bit of management there in business. And then I came back from Sydney about a year after working with my father. I started do my MBA in UK. After MBA, I start to work in a corporate world in PWTC with my dad. And after that, we have our own college. So we have our own education hub where I'll be handling with all the, Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi and all that. So I know sort of about corporate education. And then I come up with my own product. So my background has been, a vast mix of every single sector. So I got a bit of experience here and there. And that's where when I share my knowledge to all my, I call it my client, they're very happy because I've got a mix of corporate world, education world, and business line. And I'm so happy that I can share my values to them and they can somehow mix and match my ideas to succeed in their own business.
No two ways about it. You have more than about 500,000 followers on Instagram. You are definitely a very influential person. A lot of people follow you for inspiration. A lot of people follow you in regards of wanting to be like you or wanting to have you as a role model. Now, does that make life much easier as an entrepreneur? The fact that you are famous.
Well, to be honest with you, if you have ready followers in your social media, there's a blessing in disguise. There's a positivity out there, but there's no point of having lots of followers on your social media, but you have no knowledge and no experience in handling business. So for me, pros and cons, but of course more to pros because you can leverage your social media followers. You can actually speed up things. That's why I come up with my own business. I call it SpeedZ. SpeedZ stands for Speed and Easy Business, where I actually consult my client how fast they can grow a business without spending so much money. I would actually say zero cost marketing.
I just want to flip the scenario here a bit, because as much as fame goes, I mean, granted, you're a very influential person, you're big in the in your industry, but there's a lot of haters out there. You can't deny there's a lot of haters out there who only talk smack, who doesn't really appreciate, who talks about the negative things when they want to address you. They may shout out, okay, Raf is fine. He's already rich. He has, he has a lovely wife. He earns X amount of ringgit. He doesn't really have to do anything. It's so easy for him now. What are your comments out there to all the haters who are envious maybe of you?
Well, first of all, I treat all my haters, so-called haters, as my how to say that in the nicest way. They're like, yeah, I would say like that, because if you have haters meaning you're doing something right in your life, then maybe they want to be like you, they crave to be like you. But I never treat them with all this negativity vibe, because for me, it's okay to be friends. I mean, if you follow Prophet Rasulullah, he has lots of enemies back then, but he's still showing all the good positive values in him. So that's why I take Prophet Rasulullah as my role model. So treat your haters with kind. If you can give them TLC, 1011K, why not? You can turn them to become from negative to a positive person. But there are some things that people might not know about me during MCO, where I'm not sure I've shared with you, Meor. During MCO, my business affected severely till I have to come up with my own product. I would like to test as well my own seafood jamal or seafood bets method in online business, where if you're doing it the right way, you will do tremendously successful. So I did his method, and alhamdulillah, he did well for me. And then I decided, hey, of course I have already followers, but at the end of the day, there are my circle in seafood bat circle where they're not a celebrity. They just probably have 200, 300 followers on Instagram. But because of their product having USP, or should I call it unique selling point, they grow very fast. So for me, as a business consultant, if you want to start something in life, in business, you want to start your own product, make sure you have your own USP, because USP sells. And of course, when you sell, you can't really do it hard sell. You have to sell your emotion, because emotion sells. So there's some tips from me.
As you mentioned, during the MCO, it was a very hard time. I believe not just for you, but for everyone out there. We had 3 months of closed doors. A lot of business owners, they were having so much problems. They couldn't pay rent. They couldn't pay their staff. Business was definitely in the red versus the black and everything. But for you personally, why on earth did you want to start something during this time? Isn't it dangerous? MCO, a lot of businesses are all packing up. They're literally closing down, but you took it a step further and started something new at this moment in time. Why did you do that?
Okay, first thing first, as I mentioned before, my business affected severely, where I have to let go all my stuff. I remain only one. So having said that, meaning there's no income for at least 3-4 months for me. So that's why I started. I told my wife, Mom, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna start my own business, start my own product. And at that time, the most important thing you need to do when you're about to start a business, to do a SWOT analysis, where you need to know your competitor's strength, weakness, and you have to come up something where your product offers something that other people don't have. So when I come up with the first product called Fruitox, Fruitox stands for Fruit Detox. PKP time, everyone start gaining weight. Everybody wants to lose weight.
I was exercising every day during PKP time. I was fine.
So when I did my own SWOT analysis, there's a lot of product out there who's selling detox drink that you have to mix with water. So honestly, I've faced a time of frame where I had this detox sachet where I don't really mix every single day. I do it for the first 3 days, and then I stop. I don't have that commitment. That's why I come up with this chewy tablet where people can just chew in your mouth, so it doesn't have to mix with water anymore. So that's what I mean by you need to have USP in your product. So people out there, even if you want to start something in business, it doesn't have to be so big. You start something with whatever you have in your hand. For example, if you have lots and lots of jerseys collection, you could actually sell it online and make it as your capital to start your business. So not necessarily you have to take loan to start your business, right? Or maybe some of you loves to cook. You can just be you can just cook from home and send them. There's a lot of services out there. You can send food from your home. So if you want to start a business, guys, start something with whatever you have in hand. You don't need to borrow money. honestly.
Can you just explain to us how important it is for you to have a mentor, for you to have somebody that you really look up to guide you in building up that confidence, in building up that knowledge, in starting up a business, Raf?
Well, of course, I'm sure all of you might have learned something in your life, in your past life, basic business thing, but also you need guidance because sometimes your mentor, they would probably have vast experience in whatever you want to do. So they could actually advise you what to do in your business, especially for those who have zero experience in business. So like me, yes, I have a bit of experience here and there, but I'm not a person who actually have my own product before. So that's where I learned about digital marketing. So myFreeview taught me a lot on digital marketing, and that is where, if you apply your experience, your values while you're working back then, and all this knowledge in marketing, you could actually grow your business pretty fast.
All right, but one thing's for sure that granted you've just, I mean, no, with the knowledge that you have with business and also whatever it is that you have learned from your sifus, from your coaches, from your mentors and everything, does that give you that kind of confidence to actually become a consultant yourself, Ralph? I mean, like really, after just a short period of time, you have what it takes to be a consultant?
Yes, for me, you don't really have a specific I call it qualification to become a business coach because yes, of course, you must take cert or degree or MBA stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to your experience, like what you do in life. And I experienced 3 different products under me, which I haven't disclosed yet. And of course, along the way, I helped my friend to start a business. I think there's more than 10 friends of mine who did quite well. And since then, they refer me to another friend. So whatever method that I've been telling them, it works for them. So Alhamdulillah, it's not that I really want to pursue into business consultants, but Alhamdulillah, Allah have guided me into this pathway. Well, just help people. Why not?
Yeah. If you can, I mean, like even, with the smallest area possible, with the smallest effort possible, if you still can help people, it is our duty, not just as Muslims, but as human beings for that matter, to help
True.
others as well. So last question I have for you, Raf, for any people out there who want to start up a business, who don't really have the confidence or the capital, as you mentioned, you gave us some pointers just now already. So maybe you can just, give us a bit of a taste on how it is properly should someone wants to start their business. Do they need to be an actor like yourself first? No.
Not really, because some of my friends who become my client, they got cleared out by their company working in a different field. So when they started their business, for example, one of my friends, he started with this what do you call it, a chocolate jar thingy. I don't know what's it called. So he got no
Okay.
experience in F&B. So I told him it's okay. First thing first, let me just give you a free tips here. If you don't know how to sell and to whom you want to sell, you could probably start with your guest list when you got married. So you
Wow.
probably
Okay.
have at least 400 to 1,000 list of members that you could actually approach them, whether via WhatsApp, via Facebook. So that's actually your customer already. So let's say 10% of those guests bought your product, and you could probably ask them, could you help my business? Could you actually refer my business to someone else? So there you go. You already make your money there. So that's how you start. And believe me, there's more than 1,000 methods to sell your business using zero, we call it zero money and zero income marketing. So that there are lots of ways to start a business, but try not to take any loan to start a business. That's the most important thing
Yeah,
in business.
because you don't want to be tied down and you don't want to be you don't want to be too attached to a loan. Like you said, if you go to a bank or to a friend, or touch wood, worst case scenario, if you want to go to a loan shark, never, never, ever, ever consider
No,
that, because then again, it would just make your life even more difficult moving forward. Raf Yaakob, there's a lot of more things I do want to ask you, but we're running out of time. Thank you so
no
much for
problem.
coming on to the show. Perhaps I need to get you on the second session to talk just about business, right?
Sure thing.
All right, thanks a lot, Raf. You take care. Assalamualaikum. Thank you.
Walaikum.
All right, that was Raf Yaakob talking to us about being famous makes it easier, doesn't it? Well, it does if you make it right, if you make it proper, but never take anything for granted. You still have to work your bottom off trying to really understand how it is to really make it in the business world. That's all for me, folks, on this edition of Let's Chat. Hope to see you again next time. You guys take care. Bye-bye.